great food coming your way, courtesy of our chefs, and food that they've never actually seen before. Let's find out how they cope with it as we welcome, first up, in the red kitchen with Chef Gary Dawson, we've got the Bill's Lucy Speed! Another copper in the kitchen today, ladies and gentlemen, with Chef Brian Turner. It's the Bill's Mickey Webb, Chris Simmons! He's having a laugh over there, isn't he? Lovely to see you, Lucy.
Thank you.
Yeah, goody good. We see you working all the time. Does that mean you get very little time to get into the kitchen and have a bit of a go?
I cook every night when I get in from work.
Really?
I'm not very elaborate. I'm just efficient.
Quite basic?
Yeah, quite basic.
Has that reflected what you've got in your bag?
And tasty.
Yeah, go on and tip it out. We always want to have a look, don't we? Come on, Luce, give it a shake, darling.
Oh, hang on.
Shake together. There we are. Oh, a bit of rhubarb there. Tell us what you brought along for our Gary today.
Right, I got a rack of lamb, just because I mostly eat fish and I wouldn't know what to do with that. And sweet potato, because I always eat sweet potatoes. Brie, because I only know to bake it and just dip bread in it. I wouldn't know how to cook with it.
So you want something a little bit more exciting, really, didn't you? Yeah, and do you eat... rhubarb, carry on.
Rhubarb, because it's... my father used to grow his own vegetables and could never grow rhubarb, which is apparently, I hear, the easiest thing to... So we used to go scrumping for rhubarb. I just bought it for nostalgia's
sake.
Well, it's
lovely. I think it's a lovely bag, including your bananas, shallot there, and you've got your beans. How much did you spend?
£10.3.
I think it's a lovely bag. Of course, gourmet bag today, ladies and gentlemen, you know, with our special guest and all that. Oh, yes,
VIPs.
What do you think, Chef?
I think that's lovely, absolutely lovely. Obviously, I mean, it all comes together so well. The lamb, the beans, sweet potato. We could do some kind of nice bit of rich mashed potato with that. We might do like a shallot and rhubarb chutney to go with it. Instead of doing your crumble, we'll do something like a chutney to go with the lamb. And then the cheese, we can do a topping. We'll do maybe like a crunchy French bean topping to go on some of the lamb as well.
Wow, sounds
and do you want a dessert? Go on, push in.
Well, you know...
We'll see what we can whip up.
Maybe you could do a crumble, because you know how to make crumble, didn't you?
No, I don't.
You don't? Oh, you see, you want to know how to make it.
the ingredients. I didn't cook anything.
We'll see what we can do.
Lucy and Gary, ladies and gentlemen, all right. How you doing?
Nice to see you.
Oh, dear. It's been so long, Chris. I should be calling you Mickey, really, shouldn't I?
I know, it's too long, yeah.
You still loving it?
Yeah, I'm loving it. They're very good to me down there, so I've got no complaints.
And you're so slim, you still look so good, because when you go on the set of the old Bill, all these catering trucks, they do some elaborate food, don't they?
I wouldn't say elaborate, but they do a lot of food.
A lot of it.
And you get used to it in your first year, as far as, you know, you can pile it on in your first year, then you look at yourself and think, whoa, that's me, and then you have to take it off again.
Slow
you
down.
Get fed a lot.
Don't speak too loud, mate. Me and Brian are standing
No,
next
I
to you.
didn't.
Go on, tip that out then.
You're making me look good today, look.
Superman. What have you brought along for our Bri?
Well, I bought some salmon, some sun-dried tomatoes, broccoli, potatoes and some peppers.
For the grand total of?
£9.60.
Well within the budget there, I think so. You having a go at her? You looked across there.
Well, do you know what? We was friends, literally, up until about 5 minutes ago. I don't know what's happened. It's like the fiercest competition. We're supposed to be, do you know what I mean?
We like that, we like that. What do you think, Chef?
Smashing. I mean, I love a bit of fish there. I love these peppers as well. There's a great... So I think what we'll do, we'll see how many dishes we can get out of this piece of salmon. But, you know, I have this lovely Japanese restaurant I work with, so we'll do some little Japanese stuff. We'll just partly cook, we'll do some raw, and then we'll do some cooked. So we got bags of stuff there. I mean, we could be here for at least 20 minutes with that.
Can I just say something quickly? That's exactly what I want to do, because, I mean, I can cook, but me, it's like putting that onto a tray, boiling this, putting it in the oven, I can cook it all. That's what I want to hear, that's what I'm excited about here.
Exactly.
Good man.
We'll get even more excited in about 30 seconds' time. Ladies and gentlemen, for the moment, it's Chris and Brian! Thank you very much. OK, ladies and gentlemen, you know what's coming now? 20 minutes for our chefs to come up with those lovely recipes. Let's see if it's achievable by simply saying ready, steady, cook. The Bill is in action. All right.
Oh, my God.
Let me get that for you. Look.
OK, get that apron down for our Lucy.
Very good.
There you go. Come on. Get your board up there, look.
There we are. Now, Chef, what's first things first?
First things first, I'll get that lamb chopped down a little bit. So I'm going to sort of do lamb a couple of ways here.
OK, what about Lucy? What's your shoot?
Lucy, yes, if you could pull that for me first. See, she knew. She knew what she was doing. That's always a good sign.
And you want a saucepan on with water with that? You're going to boil that, Chef?
I am going to boil that.
Yeah. Loads of saucepans down here, Luke.
Fantastic.
There we are. I'll put a little bit of water in there for you if you like. OK, so tell us about lamb. What should we be looking for? Because you don't normally get this cut of lamb unless you go to your butcher's, do you, Chef?
No, you sort of need to ask for this, really. I mean, it's, obviously, when you buy lamb, it's the same as buying any meat, really. Just remember, you don't want it too pink, because it's too young. OK, so you want it to have sort of nice dark colour to it, and you want a nice marble in the fat. Don't let them trim it all off. You know, like here, you can see the eye of the meat with a bit of fat. The lamb's been trimmed.
That's a flavour, really, isn't it?
Exactly, it's fantastic.
Lovely.
So that's
and that's what you call French cut, almost, isn't it? They've removed quite a bit of the fat from the top there.
Exactly.
Okay.
And that's the skin. I'm going to put that in the oven, see what happens. I don't know.
OK.
It might be ready, it might not.
OK.
We'll just see what happens with
it
that.
up a little bit.
Exactly. Now I'm going to cut a couple of chops from this, which I'm going to char grill first. So just to keep those nice, and we'll just do it a couple of different ways. So those will be char grilled, and this I'm going to try and roast whole, probably with a bit of mustard on the top of that. We'll see. Lucy's peeling the potatoes, we said, for mash.
OK.
So that'll be fine. Now, with lamb...
And mustard and any particular things?
I'll probably put a few herbs on there, I think. A few herbs on the top to give it a little bit of a coating. Now, with lamb, just remember, not too much oil.
OK.
Because there's so much oil in the fat. I'm just going to literally a little bit in the pan, and then let the rest of the fat come out from there.
Lovely. All
Plenty
right,
of salt
then,
and
looking
pepper.
forward to
Can you
that.
chop that into small dice, please, Lucy?
Already...
Nice
Here we
and
are.
she's
You've got
quick.
loads of knives down here.
Oh, right.
Are you quite sort of dexterous in the kitchen? Do you with knives or... Well, it depends. We've got small, we've got large.
Oh, good Lord.
Shall I start you off a little
Yes,
bit here?
please.
Very
OK,
nice.
then. And what about cooking, then? Is it something that you grew up with? Were you in a kitchen where your mum was constantly sort of creating lots of exciting dishes, or was it a bit...
No, Mum was a good cook, but my dad did a lot of cooking, I have to say. But no, we're not a great cooking family in the sense that we're cooking anything particularly flash.
Sure.
So
What about you? Do you like dinner parties then, Lucy? Or...
Yeah, I love them. I mean, I'd cook Christmas dinner and things like that, but I do find it slightly stressful having to cook for people
Well, I've gotta
because I'm not
say,
brilliant.
You started so young, though, didn't you? I mean, I think when you were 8 years old, you were an actress at the National.
Yes, I was, yeah.
Yeah?
So I didn't...
Wow.
I spent a lot of time in canteens and eating food on the back of a caravan on a film set somewhere and not so much in the kitchen myself, so...
Well, as I said to Chris, it really, really doesn't show. 17 minutes to go now, guys, so let's see. What's this for, then?
I'm making a quick crumble topping.
OK.
Now, if you just a quick tip when you make crumble topping in a RoboCube, do the butter and the flour first, and it forms little crisp, like little balls.
Yeah.
Then add the sugar by hand. If you add the sugar first, you end up with a paste.
Oh, all right, then.
Which is what you don't want. So,
all right, then. And you can put nuts and all sorts of things.
Oh,
do you like a bit of oats in your crumble?
No.
I do, actually, yeah, I do. I won't put it in
That's
you,
not
don't worry.
crumble.
No.
That's flapjack.
I'm a bit like
Not
that.
a traditional crumble.
Butter, sugar, that's OK, and a bit of flour in there, and maybe just a few nuts, but that's it.
Lovely.
OK, lamb looking fantastic. Let's go and see how Chef Brian Turner's getting on. Thanks, guys. All right, Chef, we're talking salmon here. You said you had quite a lot of it, so we're getting a variety of dishes.
We've got 4 little ideas going here.
OK, explain to us, Chef.
Let me just take this. What Chris has done, he's done the topping for one of these pieces. This is lovely, look. He's put, we've got breadcrumbs, herbs, sun-dried tomatoes in there. Just look at the colour of that. Think of the flavour, and if you can do it at home, let it sit for half an hour and let the actual flavours get in there. We haven't
really
got
penetrate.
time.
OK.
We'll just put it into a bit of stock, and we'll poach that.
OK. And
then-
will that crust stay on there, Chef?
Yeah, if it doesn't, then it's your fault because you asked the question.
Get out of
Right,
here.
fine. So
My
let's
fault.
put a little bit of... I like to put a little bit of chicken as well with this chicken stock with fish. I think it works well.
All right,
So that
you
goes
look
in there.
very handy. Look at him with the knife. Have you had any sort of cooking training then, Chris? Look at you.
No, yeah, I used to when I first lived in London. My first place I lived in was like a student house, and the deal was for cheap rent you'd have to cook a house meal like once every 10 days because there were 10 of us.
Oh,
so you'd have
what?
to kind of learn
Compensate.
straight away.
That's fantastic, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it was a good learning because I didn't have a clue and I just had to kind of learn. But this is like 3 things at once. I'm trying to learn, listen, and do stuff.
I know
I'm
you
getting
are.
confused.
You are. I tell you, it's really, really flying. And what about now? Because the only time you probably have 10 people over is Christmas dinner. Do you get elaborate at Christmas time? Do you like to sort of really push yourself?
I try to, yeah. But again, it's kind of like trial and error. I like the biggest one I did was for 14, was for Christmas dinner.
Oh yeah. What did you have on the menu?
Well, I thought I'm either gonna go for it or I'm either gonna wimp out, so I went for it and I did a bird in a bird in a bird.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Which was like it was a duck in a chicken in a turkey. And
With no chopped onion, I take it.
Well, no, no. Yeah.
He's having a go at you, isn't he?
Right, that's lovely. Just put it to one side. I'm going to pinch that. Yeah, just chop that for me, please, would you?
Yeah.
And
Nice
what was that
fine,
like?
just the same as you
Was
do.
it a huge success?
It was. I just, you know, well, as you know, but when you're good at cooking, you can cook and just walk away and leave it. I watched it religiously in the oven for like about 7 hours. I didn't turn away from it.
It does take time, ladies. The great thing about it is, of course, it's all boned out, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
So
yeah.
when you come to carve it and you carve, you literally do get the turkey. Sometimes they have goose and stuff in there, but
That's
turkey,
it.
or then you get your duck and your chicken, and it's wonderfully succulent, isn't it? It's all
Some
the
of them are more
juices.
succulent than others. That's
Yeah.
what keeps it all succulent.
Yeah,
isn't
keeps
it's
it really,
lovely,
really.
yeah.
Ever done that, chef, in the restaurants?
Do you know what it's actually called?
Yeah.
It's actually called Yorkshire Christmas pie.
Yeah.
And a guy in the 1800s loved it so much at Farnley Hall. I forgot, he was called Turner, the painter,
Yeah.
in Yorkshire, and he sent it down to people in London to eat. And what they did was they did a quail, in a partridge, in a pheasant, in a chicken, in a duck, and it ended up in a turkey, and then they put it in pastry,
Yeah.
and it travelled down to London, and then he banged the pastry off it and
Yeah.
ate it. It's fantastic. That's actually
So-
true. That,
Hey, lovely.
I
What
only
about
made
that
that up this morning.
history?
It's a good story.
Oh,
That.
thanks for that. And you brought all that about. Well done, my man. Chopped dill, chef. What are we using that for?
I'm going to make this little bit of gravlax here, chef.
Yeah.
So I've just got some salt on there.
Okay.
And we're going to use that, some lemon juice, right, thank you.
So that's the basics
Cut a lemon in half,
of
please.
the gravlax. You salt it, you put a little bit of dill on it, and you
Yeah.
something acidic too, chef?
Yeah, that's right. This isn't actually a real gravlax. This
Yeah.
is a version of you can't do gravlax in 20 minutes. It's just
Yeah.
not possible. So
Okay.
this is just, it's the flavours of the dill, the salt. We'll put a bit of pepper on there, and then just let that lemon juice slightly cure it. And we'll find some
Okay.
salad to go on there, sec.
All right, then, for those of you who
Okay,
think
right.
slightly curing it, what is it? It's actually a cooking process, guys. Remember things like sushi and that, we have it quite raw. The idea of just putting a little bit of lemon juice. Shall I put that in the chiller, chef, so it chills right down for
I'm
you?
going to, no, because we could do that, but I'm going to leave it out because the temperature's here. It'll just make it actually cook that little bit better.
Warm it up a little bit.
That'll kill the flavours in there.
OK, we've got 12 minutes to go. We've got lots of different things here. Loads of onion being chopped up by Chris. And
Olive oil,
and,
olive oil in there.
this little concoction here, Bri, looks very interesting. Peppers, what else is in
We've
here?
got peppers in there, sun-dried tomatoes, we've got soy sauce, we've got red wine vinegar, and we've got honey in there.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a sweet and sour. This I'm
Okay.
going to make the soup here, so I put some stock in here.
OK.
What I'm going to do, I've been starting to cook these potatoes, so Chris, if you take these potatoes, they're hot.
Yeah.
If I give you those potatoes and cut them across, I'll give you a few, just like this, like that, and then put them back into this pan here, yeah?
Wow.
So if you, but I
Just
started
good.
cooking that, I cheated.
Don't burn
Start
yourself,
cooking.
will you? If I get all that out the way, do you need any more of this?
Just put them into a bowl, chef. I'm going to use them in a minute, yes, please.
OK, lovely. That will help you, wouldn't it, eh, Chris?
I'm all over it,
That
well
will
done, thank you.
get that all out the way. There we are, my man.
Wonderful.
Beautiful. Yeah, we'll cook it. Thanks, Mickey. He's like a Mickey. How long have you been doing that part now?
About 7 years.
Yeah.
Well, off and on. I float away and come back and float away and come back.
know.
The Bill's luckily to be one of them shows where you're always doing different stuff.
And it's always on. And I've got to say, Lucy,
Yeah.
working on the bill. Do you like working with Mickey, one of the established members of the cast?
Well, it's in my contract that I should never work with Chris Simmons, but...
So I don't even know why she beats like that. She's had her Ricky and now she wants her Mickey. That's what it is. That's what she knows.
Do you want your Mickey love? Any chance of you two getting together and having a little moment of romance?
Oh, we've got 12 minutes, Ainsley. I think, yeah. You know what I mean?
Go on, tell us. Is there something happening between you two on the programme?
Was there something happening between us two? Yeah, she wants it to happen.
She wants it to happen.
Yeah.
Hey, check
You know
out
what
the
I mean?
bill. These two are going to start a little romance game. All right, thanks very much indeed. OK, halfway now, guys. Let's get back and see how Chef Gary Dawson's getting on with Lucy. Keeping her busy. She's rushing all over the
Do you know
place.
what? She's being a
I
diamond
know.
at the moment, an absolute diamond.
OK, you're cooking that rhubarb down there, Chef.
Yes.
Look at that. And how are we going to be serving that then?
That's going to be a chutney.
Yeah.
I've cut that down. I've sort of put a little bit of sugar,
Yeah.
give it some sweetness, and then at the same time I've counteracted the sugar
Yeah.
with a bit of vinegar.
OK.
And that's red wine vinegar, so that's going to be a little bit of a chutney. Do you know what I normally do? Is
Yeah.
I would normally use, what's it called, grenadine. to cook the rhubarb.
Oh,
Keeps
lovely.
it beautiful in pink. Adds the sweetness you need.
Oh, that's a nice
and
little
keeps
tip,
it
isn't
lovely
it, for
in
all you
pink.
rhubarb fans out there? A little bit of grenadine into your rhubarb there to retain that lovely flavour. Now, cheese and herbs, ladies and gentlemen, a nice combination, but I've never seen it like this. What are we going to actually do then? This is...
I am just going to put a few... I'm going to chop some bread. Mix
Yeah.
some bread. So it'll be bread, herbs, and the cheese.
Lovely.
And then we'll put that on top as a crust.
Lovely
That's it,
little
really.
crust, OK. And if any of you are missing out on any of the recipes here, don't forget to check out our website. That's bbc.co.uk/food. All sorts of information there about our recipes in particular. There's some really exciting things going on today. Now, EastEnders came to you quite early too.
Yeah.
You played a fabulous character called Natalie. You didn't hang around for very long. Any particular reason for that?
When I was first in it, I was 17. I was a jobbing actress. I'd been in the theatre and incognito, I suppose, and it freaked me out really being recognised. And so
Yeah.
I decided I was better off going back to treading the boards.
Yeah.
And then when I grew up a bit and
You had a bit of a 5-year break, didn't
yeah,
you?
I went back. Yeah.
Do you think that applies to a lot of people, that you need to be quite mature before you sort of get into a big role like it, or big, you know...
Some of them were great. Some of the youngsters were great, and they were immediately brilliant at it. And I wasn't very good at it, being well known.
Okay.
I was probably a bit too surly, and and I used to like people watching, and suddenly people were watching me. But then that's a teenager. I was 17.
Well, now you're in the bill. It's a fantastic part you play. But, you know, for, dare I say, a woman who's not very big, you attack everybody.
Diminutive stature.
Diminutive stature. Call it what you want. You attack everybody.
I do.
Yeah.
I do come in. The poor guest actors that turn up that are 6 foot tall, and my character's called Stevie, so they're expecting a bloke, and then this little thing arrests them physically, and they're really worried about what their mates are going to say. But I tried to make it look like I'm a loon, really.
And was the training quite easy to physically be able to, you know, cope with the demands?
We went out with the police, and obviously it's TV, so magic intelligent, you can make it look whatever way. But I do a free fighting thing that helped with stopping the big guys.
Oh, really? Oh, a DVD thing you've got?
Yeah,
have you?
yeah.
Oh, tell us more.
It's called free fighting. It's self-defence, but it's about cancelling height-weight differences out. So it's more about women, really, if they get attacked and getting away from people. But we use some of those techniques to fell the big guys, if you know what I mean.
So the likes of me and Gary, no problem, just knock us down.
Hey.
You what, PC one?
Obviously, we need to stop take, and then you lie on the floor, and then I'll just stand there like that.
Fantastic. Well, good luck with that.
Thank you
really,
very
really
much.
lovely. It's lovely that you're addressing it. There's a lot of women out there who feel intimidated,
Yeah,
so,
and
you
it
know,
can't
makes
do
them
any
gives them more
harm, can it?
confidence. No harm at all. Chef, tell us, we've talked a bit about rhubarb. What is going on here in the other pots and pans?
The rhubarb, I made into a crumble.
OK.
So that went in there, and at the same time, while you were busy, you know, entertaining,
Talking,
chatting,
yes.
we made an anglaise, a quick anglaise.
Yeah.
We separated the egg yolks, so
give
a bit
that
of
a
milk,
bit of a
bit of cream,
whisk
give
there
that some whisk for me, some vanilla in there.
Yeah.
OK? At the same time here, I've got going what's called French beans étuvées.
Oh, étuvées.
Étuvées.
Étuvées. Tell me what French... Do you know what French beans étuvées mean? Or haricots verts étuvées? Any ideas? No, they're all dumb stuff. I don't know what to... Toupee? Who you calling a toupee, mate? I've got a toupee on.
Étuvées. Butter and water.
Butter and water. Is that all it is? Oh, dear.
Butter and water.
And it cooks down so all the water evaporates, does it?
Yeah,
and then you get the
water
glaze.
evaporates. Yes, and you get nice glazed beans. They actually go nice and sweet.
OK,
Which is quite
beautiful.
nice.
And look at this. You remember before we made up that little cheese? Chef, would you always use a brie cheese here or other types of raclette or something like that?
Yes, you could use any cheese.
Yeah.
Any cheese. Look, make it nice and soft and gooey. That's the important thing.
OK.
How are we doing?
And
Take
what
that
a-
off. Take that
And
off.
we've got the roasted skin here. What are we going to do with that then?
I'm going to chop that up. I'm going to put that over the top, I think.
Yeah?
That just smells fantastic. It's quite strong, obviously,
Yeah.
but it just smells lovely. So I'm going to chop that up and just put it on the top. Add a bit of
Lovely.
texture.
OK,
That's it.
bit of texture. Oh, do you like all your fats on your meats or something like that? Or are you just a lean girl?
No, I was vegetarian till I was 18.
Really?
It's a bit of a reverse. I don't eat a lot of meat now.
4 minutes. So what was the
Eating.
change? What made you turn things around, if you like?
I just ate meat, and I couldn't really call myself a veggie anymore. But
Was this a friend or going to a boyfriend or home life, or how did it change?
no, just as a kid, I didn't really like eating meat. And then, yeah, you know, just grow up and try it. But
No, sometimes it's the other way too.
I do like crackling.
Yeah, you do. You're a crackling girl, aren't you?
Hey.
Ah, lovely. All
Watch out
right,
now,
then.
Lucy.
What do you want me to do?
Loads of different things. Let's clear some of these
What do you want
bowls
me to
out
do
of the
with
way.
this?
We've
Mash
got
this for me. Mash,
haricots verts
mash.
étuvées.
Well, that's off the heat.
All right,
mash,
then. Beans. OK, let's leave... Nice talking to you, by the way,
Thank you.
Lucy. Great. Let's leave our chef
Do
down
come
here.
again.
Mash.
All right, we've got about 3 minutes to go. Let's see, get back down there and see how Brian and I was going to say Mickey again, Chris are getting on. He's certainly getting into this cooking. He looks the part, doesn't he, ladies and gentlemen? Very much so. How's it going over here, Chef?
We're going good, man. We're in good shape here.
All right, then you've got the salmon,
Right,
2 different
if you could
types of
just take
salmon
me
at the
then,
moment.
find some chives. Just chop those chives. That's wonderful. That's all we need now, I think, Chef.
Lovely, and, oh, lovely. OK, that's your... any particular way you cook that broccoli,
No,
Chef?
just from raw.
OK.
No, but seriously, we haven't boiled it. We just grilled it completely.
Yeah.
Some people actually like to boil it first and then grill it.
Yeah.
So we've just actually grilled it completely.
All right,
in
then
a bit of
grilled it
oil
from start
and a
to
bit
finish.
of pepper oil.
Lovely. Now, any chance of you wanting to go back to LA? Because I know at one point of your career you went out there, you wanted the Hollywood star life and everything like that.
Well, I just go where the work is, to be honest, Ainsley. You
Yeah.
just kind of you just kind of feel lucky to be working. But it was a mad old place, LA. I was out there for like 3 months and doing a show out there, about kind of actors trying to find work. And it's just kind of more people that wanting to do it, and the competition's harder, and brilliant experience. I mean,
Sure.
I lived in Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
My-
But you're established now, you know. We see you on our screens all the time. You've got that confidence. Less than 2 minutes to go. Do you ever think about now, if you got the opportunity, would you go back and have a crack at it?
I don't know, to be honest. I'm a big London fan. I really do love London.
Good man.
As much as I mean, I'm just, you know, London's so diverse, and LA was kind of a bit one,
Sure.
you know.
Yeah, one-dimensional.
Yeah, it was a little
You've got to
bit.
know who you know and all that
Really,
type of
really,
stuff.
you know.
Yeah, and very briefly, Lucy.
Yes?
It looks like everybody's getting a bit excited about EastEnders again because there's
Yes.
a few people have returned.
Yes.
Would Natalie ever go back?
I spoke to Sid actually yesterday, and he's really loving it there. And,
Yeah.
I'm pleased they're back, and I hope that Ricky and Bianca last this time. Cause,
Yeah. But what about you? Would you go back?
I don't know. I think Stevie at the moment is. I'm enjoying playing her. So, but you never say never, do you?
Yeah, she just knows where her salary's
And of
coming
course,
from.
I couldn't leave Simmons, could I?
I don't know about that.
She knows where it's at.
OK, 1 minute to go, ladies and gentlemen. It gets exciting. Let's see the chefs get the food on the plates.
Wine and water.
Just want to put
OK, 50
in
seconds.
your hand one
Glass
second.
of water.
A glass of water.
Where's the glass?
Over there, behind the wine.
In there, please.
40 seconds.
A glass of water.
Oh yeah. Oh yes, of course. Should be Perrier, really.
Chives across these.
Oh, tap water. Thanks, love.
Oh well, where's the water?
Thanks, love.
30 seconds now. OK, audience, keep your eye on. How impressive have you been with the chef's ingredients? What they've actually done with them? Think about that before you vote. OK, down to 20 seconds. Get ready to help me count down any second now.
On the plate.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop! Cooking! OK, let's see what's on the menu today for the old bill. In the green kitchen, Brian and Chris have been busy preparing potato and broccoli soup, salmon gravlax with a light potato salad, soy marinated salmon soup with sweet tomato and herbs, sun-dried tomato crusted salmon with a creamy grain mustard sauce, seared salmon fillet with sweet potatoes and sour peppers, grilled broccoli with a mayonnaise cream sauce, and finally potato salad with pickled peppers. Whilst in the red kitchen, Gary and Lucy had prepared roasted rack of lamb with French beans, étouffée, sweet potato mash and rhubarb chutney, char-grilled lamb chops with brie, cheese, breadcrumbs and parsley topping, and finally, rhubarb and ginger crumble with crème anglaise. OK, let's find out what Lucy thinks of all of this lovely food. Are you ready for this, Luce?
Yes.
OK, pick up your cutlery and it's your turn. Do you tuck in whether you start there or there?
I've got to try this rhubarb thingy.
Yeah, that was really quite cool, actually. The rhubarb, we sort of almost made like the mint sauce version, but with rhubarb. So we got rhubarb, a little bit of vinegar, a little bit of sugar, cooked it down, a little bit of mint, so you've still got the mint and lamb connection, which, you know, adds a bit of acidity to it. So it's
What's that like?
Nice.
Yeah.
Good.
fantastic.
Yeah? Really like that? Did you think it was going to be rubbish?
Oh no, I'm trying to be honest.
Yeah.
And it's delicious.
Yeah, lovely. All right, Liz.
I wasn't sure about rhubarb as not a pudding, you know.
No. And this was lamb chops. We cut them individually, charred them on the char grill, so therefore they got that little bit more flavour. And then we put the cheese, some breadcrumbs,
like
quite
that one.
chunky bread, and some herbs on the top. Glaze that in the oven.
Sure.
Sweet potato mash, which was nice and straightforward. Which you did all the hard work on that.
Have a little try.
Yeah. Well,
And
you need to have the guns, you know.
got the exactly big guns, and then we got a rhubarb crumble, which I know you said you sort of
And we
fancied.
put a little bit of that custard on top.
We made a really fast.
Do you want to put a little bit of that?
glaze.
Go on, you do whatever you like.
Plenty of vanilla in there.
Here you go. You just try that. That's for you. Go on, darling.
It was really quite straightforward, really. And the French beans, sorry, I've never talked about French beans. They were cooked, as we said, étouffée, which is butter and water.
Nice.
Cooked down to the nice and glazed. Have a French bean. Look, I know you just had rhubarb. Have a French bean.
Happy?
It's absolutely delicious, fantastic. And I want to have a bit more.
Oh, Lucy and Gary. Are you ready for this, Chris?
Get excited.
Yeah, it looks good, doesn't it,
Yeah,
eh?
it's
That's an
amazing.
awful lot. Yeah, pick up your cutlery. Where should we start then, Chef? What do you think?
Well, probably
Yeah,
should start on these two over here, because these
Okay,
are just
mate.
different types of
Straight in
soup.
the sun,
Straight in.
This is good old Japanese soup. We've got soy sauce in there, we've got white wine and a bit of vinegar to help like the old Chinese
Balance, yeah.
wines. We've got chilli in there, we've got chicken stock, and then soy sauce. And all we just boil it all up with the sun-dried tomatoes and then put the salmon in and turn it off. So it's barely cooked in the middle,
Okay.
but it actually will take on the flavours and sits there.
Beautiful.
Served warm. This is a rustic kind of, it's broccoli and potato. We've got stacks of the stuff there, so broccoli,
Try the old
potato soup there, just boiled together. That worked
Need a knife
extremely
and
well.
fork there, son.
Now, this is the marinated salmon here. We just put a bit of salt and dill there and lemon juice. That's all it is. So it's raw salmon. Very good for you. You can see how it started to cook. It's changed colour already. Get the flavours of the dill. And then a bit of potato salad to go with it.
Yeah, is that
Yes,
lovely?
yes, beautiful.
So those are, if you like, those are your three first courses. And then we got two really nice main courses. We seared this salmon here, then cooked it in the oven
Don't
with
mind, you just
peppers
go
to get
straight
flavour.
in.
I used the pepper oil because that jar of pepper had oil in it, and that's got a great flavour. So we just used that there, slightly roasted those. Those work nicely together there.
Unbelievable.
Very simple.
Unbelievable.
And then this salmon here, this is what Chris did. We actually did a crust here with breadcrumbs, butter, herbs, sun-dried tomato, and then just laid it on top, give it flavour, and then cooked it in a bit of cream. In the oven, and then we just added mustard that to make a nice mustard sauce. Taste it with some
And
sauce.
it looks very lovely opaque, Chef. It means it's just
cooked, yeah, just cooked,
lovely.
nice and warm.
Overall
And then
happy?
lovely dishes here.
Perfect, absolutely perfect. In 20 minutes, I cannot believe it. It's amazing.
Well, and you can check
Amazing.
out the recipes on our website. But for the moment, ladies and gentlemen, Chris and Brian! Very nice indeed. OK, ladies and gentlemen, once again, down to our studio audience. What are they going to go for today? Would it be a red kitchen win with Lucy and Gary? Or are they going to go for the green kitchen with Chris and Brian? Choice is yours. I'd like you all, please, to pick up your keypads because it's time for you all to vote. Well, let's go. Let's see what they've decided on. Have they been impressed with the salmon, or are these carnivores going for the lamb? I don't know. Maybe we've got a few pescatarians amongst them. Anyway, the boards are filling up really fast, ladies and gentlemen. They've made up their mind. OK, who's won today's 20-minute challenge? Sort this out, computer. You can see by 3, it's a red kitchen win! Oh, lovely, lovely, lovely. Well done. All the kisses. Here we are. Here's your Ready, Steady, Cook winner's plate. And, of course, we'd love to make a donation towards your favourite charity. Do you have one, Luce?
It is, it's the Lily Foundation, which is a friend of mine from school. Her daughter, Lily Anna Merritt, died 8 months after birth from mitochondrial disease. And we don't know a lot about it, so this will really, really help with research.
Thank you very much. Good luck. Good luck with everything. Well done. I'll tell you what, I know you don't mind.
Absolutely devastated.
You are devastated. You're going home with the knowledge that you can make a nice crust.
And all that salmon.
And create some wonderful dishes. And when you're kicking back at home after the bill and you're thinking, remember my time at Ready, Steady, Cook, whip out your Ready, Steady, Cook mug and think of us. Thanks very much indeed. Give a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Well done to you two, Brian. Yeah, more food coming your way, ladies and gentlemen. Let's say a very big thank you to Lucy Speed and Chris Simmons. Thank you, guys. Thank you. OK, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back, Lucy Speed and Chris Simmons. OK, move round there. Just a touch, mate. Keep eating, please do. Come and join us in here.
Wow.
OK.
Wow, what do we have?
They're going to have yet another meal, and tune in, see if these two have a little bit of an exciting encounter. Watch that space. Thank you for joining us. See you very soon on Ready, Steady, Cook. Bye-bye. Take care. like to see you.
From South London to the Surrey-Hampshire borders, an escape to the country is next. Then get your thinking caps on for Eggheads here on BBC Two at 6 o'clock.